Tailgaters out there in the parking lots grilling some meats. The Pirates hope to cook up a series victory here this afternoon as the Pirates wrap up Players Weekend all throughout Major League Baseball, and of course we're playing part of that as well too. Joe Block, Flacco Joe, along with Walkie here today as the Pirates are back in action, and really it's been really good to see the Bucks bats start to get going again here in this series. And looking at that, you know, Adam Frazier's really been a key catalyst for that too.
He's been amazing. Tough to keep him out of the lineup. He's just doing everything you would want, getting walks to kind of set the table, getting key hits to knock in runs. I mean, he'll flare a single in, but it's also been the power, the extra base hits he's been coming through with. He's even getting the ball over the fence, and that's something you really don't expect from him stepping up and hitting home runs, but that's been there. Just really an incredible hitter ever since coming back from the minor leagues.
Yeah, 3-run home run last night as we look at our AT&T achieving more. And for Frazier, in the month since he's been recalled, he's been one of the best hitters in the league.
Yeah, there's the numbers we're talking about, the numbers that back it up. 15 RBIs, the OPS of almost 1,000, and you know, Skinny Joe, weren't you just telling me that with runners in scoring position, the OPS even better than 1,000?
Yeah, 1333 since being called up for Frazier, so he's been clutch, and he's back in the lineup today. And the Pirates hoping to support Chris Archer, who will get the start here in Milwaukee. It's the Pirates and the Brewers, and it's coming up next right here on AT&T Sportsnet. Here this afternoon, it's warm and a little muggy, what you'd expect in late August. And Chris Archer gets the ball for the Bucks here today. He's bound to impress. He had to come out of his last start early. Was on his way in that last outing, and facing a swing and miss type team, likely going to see him rack up some strikeouts today.
Yeah, I would like to definitely see that. The main thing is I wanted to see a little bit better command, really get ahead in counts right away. And that, I think, will also lead to some strikeouts. You get those guys, you know, chasing some balls out of the strike zone once he gets to 2 strikes.
And so Archer today against Milwaukee. Chase Anderson will go for the Brewers and Trevor Williams on Players Weekend.
He's got some shoes.
Yeah, sign him and the game into a fan. How about that? Well, that's wow. I wasn't expecting that. Let's go back to our studios to check in with Dan Potash. Good timing.
Not the school part of it, but seeing all your friends and you know, when you're young, you grow a lot. Just want to share all your exciting times with your friends.
I liked school a lot, probably until high school. And then it became a little more serious. Classes got a little harder. You got split up from your friends a little bit more. And I got really into baseball. So when I was younger, though, I was always excited to go back, see my friends that I didn't see during summer, get to wear the new back-to-school clothes and have all the new gear.
I just remember as a kid, back-to-school shopping was always one of my favorite things to do. You know, you sit around all summer and you start picking out your stuff online of what you wanted to get, and you know, going out shopping with my mom and dad, and we'd go to the same T-shirt store every year.
Elementary school, first through fourth grade, I'd lay out all my clothes before the first big day. And I remember like waking up 2 hours before I usually do just to put on my clothes and do my hair and, you know, look nice for your friends, and got your new shoes on and stuff. You don't want to crease or fold them in any way.
School time here and everywhere right now. We're celebrating that here this afternoon. And Corey Dickerson, I like that sign right there. You gave me this ball in Pittsburgh. Did you sign it for me here in Milwaukee? That's cool that they were able to come all the way out here and watch the Pirates on the road. What did you say earlier, Bob? The Pirates hope to what?
When?
Chase Anderson
Oh.
today, right? Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't notice.
I like it. Well, here's the RAV4 lineup. That's who is tasked with that duty today. Here are their players' weekend names with Tato, Frazier, El Cafe, Cisco C. Dizzle, and El Maracucho, with the Redbeard batting 7th. 4 hits last night. La Pantera Uf and Flaco Fuerte for Mr. Archer. Adam Frazier has been hot as they come right now.
Take a look at Chase Anderson's numbers, and they're pretty good shape, but his numbers here in his home ballpark are not good at all. So hopefully that trend will continue this afternoon.
Prone to the home run ball.
Yeah, his you know, one of the things I look back to his game log, he hasn't pitched on the road nearly as much as he's pitched at home, and the 10 road starts, 6 of them have been in what we consider pitcher-friendly ballparks. So that has a little bit to do with it, but still, yeah, his splits are pretty bad.
We'll see if the Pirates can take advantage here this afternoon of that. And when the ball is in play, the Honda defense for Milwaukee. Braun, Kane, and Yelich in the outfield with Moustakas, Scope, and Shaw. Jesus Aguilar over at first base. Manny Pena back behind the plate for a second straight day. Lorenzo Cain, the center fielder.
Now we're going to hit some long balls today.
It's got that that feel.
3 Pirate home runs this afternoon.
All right. Well, you got Anderson on the mound, tied for the most in the league given up.
Roof is open.
Yeah, the roof is open. The panels are open.
Real
A little light
warm,
breeze.
sunshiny, humid day.
Sultry. And the Pirates have been improved offensively here in Milwaukee as well.
See those huge panels that all slide over to the edges to open things up over the field.
Pirates have scored 15 runs in the 2 games of this series. Well documented, struggling before that. Yeah, a little light breeze. Flags at half staff for the passing of Senator John McCain. And once inside, and that clipped Marte. So he's hit with a pitch. And so the leadoff man is aboard. Talking about the heat. How about Adam Frazier? Boy, you know, we were just a moment ago detailing what he's been able to do.
Running in and just
got the uniform. That counts.
Just nicking the uniform. Didn't get much of it. One of the folds was hanging down.
Frazier, a 3-run home run yesterday. Didn't even start. Came up 3 times. Reached on a couple of them. Batting average keeps on rising. It's off to a sluggish start. Got sent down to the minor leagues. Worked on some things. And he's been back up for a month, and he's their most effective hitter. Out to left for Braun. So 1 away. And today on this Sunday, we're celebrating back to school. So we want to find your pictures. Specifically, you got the kids dressed up Pirates gear going back to school. Whatever you got for us, send it. #BucksBooth. And we'll show you some of the good ones as we move along here this afternoon. We're getting excited to send our older one to preschool for the first time next week. So
Are we only going to show the good ones?
Yes.
I think we should show them all.
Okay. Well, we might get a lot of submissions.
It's all right. Run them out there.
All right. in between every pitch. We'll see. Up to the gang in the truck to show him, but hashtag Bucks Booth sent him along. It was neat to hear the guys talking about that. Get dressed up for that first day of school, and
wasn't one of my concerns.
you wear your yellow batting helmet.
I look forward to going to the first day of school. Is always fun, but I don't remember the dressing thing.
Marte's running.
Safe.
Oh! Must have got tagged on the foot.
On the foot. I'm sure that Kevin Roach should be taking a close look at that.
Pena's been pretty good this season. Well above average behind the plate.
Well, if they get an out on this one, it's more the tag than the throw.
Tailing tag got him right there.
Back of the knee. Tagged him on the back of the knee, but was his hand there? Guess not.
Look on our Allegheny Health
Where's
Network
his hand?
Super Bowl.
Where's his hand? Oh, it hit his foot. Did you see that? His left hand hit his foot. It kind of blocked it off the bag.
Now the base is empty. So Marte's been cut down a couple times in this series. Scope there to receive it. And Pena 36% coming into today's action. He's got Marte twice now.
Off-speed pitch there. Blanco way too soon.
Mentioned how well Frazier's been swinging the bat. Blanco had a tough August going. The last 6 games he's hit safely in them all. And with some extra base power.
Average. He's climbing up there.
For a moment had dipped, I want to say late May or maybe even the first few days of June, under 200.
If he can have a good September, his final numbers are going to be very respectable.
I was encouraged too. I mean, the Pirates ran into a lot of left-handed starters, and he kept starting against them, and obviously he fares better against righties. But even August, after a really sluggish start, he's bringing those numbers back up, not having that prolonged month or 2 long slump. Anderson gets him there.
So the top 3 didn't do much of it.
As Anderson gets through the order unscathed. Council's Brewers, Lorenzo Cain flip-flops with Christian Yelich. They're 1-2 with Aguilar hitting 3rd in front of Travis Shaw. The cleanup man Ryan Braun back in the lineup hitting 5th. Moustakas, Scope, Pena, and Anderson round out the order. And you see Scope 6 home runs lifetime against Archer in their days in the American League. Archer, better known today as Flaco Fuerte. I guess that's where they get the Flaco.
Is it skinny strong? Is that what that is?
I guess so, yeah.
I don't think he looks skinny. Looks normal. Think he's skinny?
Not compared to me.
I think he's...
Maybe compared to Aguilar.
Actually, he looks like he's just in good shape.
I think Robbie Inspikowski will settle the score for us a little bit later.
All right.
Give us
Look
some
forward
of
to
the
that.
backgrounds of where these names come from on Players Weekend. Kind of strange to see the Pirates. You know, we think about black and gold, and it's neon yellow. Yeah, 6'2", 195. There's no Rusty Meacham out there. Or Carl Edwards Jr. Maybe Carl Edwards Jr. I think that would be the...
No, he's skinny.
Yeah.
The blade.
Here's the Pirates defense here this afternoon. Cervelli's back over at first base. The Redbeard across the diamond from him. Echeverria and Frazier are in the middle. Dickerson, Marte, and Polanco from left to right. And the man of Maracaibo, El Maracucho. That's what that means. That's where he's from. Maracaibo, Venezuela. Alias Diaz. Archer against Christian Yelich, who has homered in 3 straight games. He goes by Yelly. See, a lot of guys just, you know, whatever everybody calls him, like Walkie or whatever, right?
And then some guys use it to
come up with something kind of crazy or a dedication.
Yeah, that's kind of like what,
yeah. Eugenio Suarez of the Reds last year put his daughter's name on the back of his shirt, for instance.
well, it's not really nicknames, it's just whatever you want back there.
Yeah.
To a degree.
Yeah. Now the count 2-2. Brewers went so far to put on his the yellow crowned helmets, and for Trevor Williams, trying to further his cause, his charitable foundation, Project 34. So it says Project on the back of his shirt above the number 34.
Kind of reminds me of Ted Turner.
Andy Messersmith,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Fill everybody
Well,
in
the
on
super
this.
station
Yeah.
started out as just a local
Yeah.
Atlanta station, Channel 17. So when he signed Messersmith, one of the first ever free agents, instead of Messersmith on the back, it said Channel 17. Major League Baseball put a stop to that.
He's a great
But that's
promotional
kind
guy.
of the same. It was the same thing. Oh yeah, he was very
Very wise in that regard. Yeah.
well. He was launching an empire, and he certainly did that.
One last name at a time. Full up on Yelich here.
Channel 17.
Now he's hit the home runs in 3 straight games and 2 in this series. And you've seen him on, especially yesterday, a pitcher's pitch. I mean, he's got a career high 23 now. So while we think of Aguilar, of course, as being very dangerous, Yelich the same, especially in this park. Draw an 8-pitch walk. Man on for Aguilar, the big slugger. .29 and 90.
Definitely not Flacco.
No. Archer's kicks. Those are bright.
I've seen a few of those now. Saw Cervelli have those on last night.
And today. Well, they got that kind of neon green in that Buccaneer on the hat, so technically that matches their uniform, right?
I guess.
A little neon green trim in the ball and glove logo on the Brewers caps as well.
Everything's allowed.
Everything's loud?
Everything is allowed. No, it's not loud.
No, I mean
Except
the
during
colors.
batting
The
practice on
colors.
Friday was loud.
Loud colors.
Yeah, these are very loud colors.
It's fun. Yeah, I wouldn't want it all the time. I think you and I are both nostalgists and like the classic uniforms before a weekend every year. It's fun. Allows players to express themselves, good personality, let that shine through. As Stephen Brault put on Twitter, how would we have known that Edgar Santana had big biceps? We would have never known.
I always thought it was Flacco.
Two is fouled off. Yeah, this is on Friday. Oiling him up with some hand sanitizer. Yeah, that you'd think he's kind of a skinnier guy, but wow, that's why he chose that name. Part of the magic of Players Weekend.
Very magical.
Not get him to chase. No, umpires don't get to do that.
No magic for the umpires.
Yeah, the only difference is they wear the Players Weekend logo on their hats. See that? That's the only difference.
They get to join in there, right there. Proves it.
See how much fun they're having?
Yeah.
Strikes him out. First K of the day for Archer. And the umpiring crew today. Chris Siegel's behind the plate with Jim Wolf at first, DJ Rayburn second, and the crew chief Sam Holbrook right there at third. Hot day too, and they're on their feet the whole game.
Wearing black.
Yeah. Whatever happened to those light blue shirts? Help them out today. There's Travis Shaw. On a hot afternoon, you want to get through that lineup pretty quickly, didn't you?
Yeah, you want to get your guys off the field. It's not really all that hot today, though.
Yeah.
There'll be
not St. Louis hot.
There were days in St. Louis where you want everyone off the field as quick as you can so they can go stand in the crushed ice so they don't get blisters on their feet.
That was back on the carpet, right?
Yep.
The old artificial turf. And a tremendous jump by Yelich. They'll get the batter to end the inning. Oh, Archer gets his boys off the field. Puts up a 0 in the first.
I'm Robbie Smikowski with last half inning. Joe and Bob were talking about Flaco Fuerte, the name worn on the back of Chris Archer's jersey, and we'll now let him explain how exactly it is that he got it.
One of our broadcasters, Orestes Estrada from the Rays, one of my first years, he texted me, he was like, man, you're so skinny, but you throw so hard. I said, yeah, I'm Flaco, but I'm Fuerte. And in Spanish, that means skinny strong. So, and he's really the only person that calls me that. But it's such a unique name, I thought it would be cool to put on the back of my jersey.
You know, that might be the coolest thing. There's a hard ground ball hit to the moose at third base for the first out. But Joe and Bob, how cool is that? When you see these nicknames, sometimes you don't realize how deep some of the meanings are. We talked last night about Craig Counsell wearing the chicken, and now you got Flaco Fuerte, and where that came from, and just the type of relationship that Chris Archer has with the broadcasters and the media in every city, that he still carries a nickname given to him from Orestes Estrada from many years ago with the Tampa Bay Rays, and it's pretty obviously a pretty cool story to tell.
Oh, yeah. Kind of gives you a little insight on who these people are. You know, we know what kind of players they are after watching them, but who are these people? That name sounds familiar, of course. Briefly a Pirate, right? Briefly a teammate of yours.
Teammate of mine.
He and Echeverria share the same hometown, by the way, I believe. Hurdle wearing not done yet. Wouldn't explain exactly why. I think there's a lot of different meanings for that. Sometimes it's a statement, not just a nickname. Kind of like the XFL, the late, I can't say the late great XFL. Yeah, there's Clint's shirt there, but remember they let you wear whatever you want on the back of the shirts.
Never watched a single thing.
You never watched instead of the kickoff, they would have a foot race.
I never saw it.
Yeah, that's who got the ball first. But anyway, they let you put whatever you want back there within reason on the back of your shirt. So that reminds me of that when Players Weekend was invented last year. Got 162 of these things, you know. Make a special event here and there.
Yeah, just here and there. That's all.
Baseball's done a good job of that. It seems like they've had a number of these special events now throughout the year to try to captivate interest.
Just once a week.
And the catcher's glove. Dickerson still 10th in the league in batting average, but hit this in his last 10. Shoot that to left, but it's foul. Now the hitter's rituals, right? Every pitch, readjust the batting gloves.
Yeah, whether they swing, take a pitch, whatever.
Yeah.
No more but choking up. Now he's hanging his little finger off the knob with 2 strikes.
Probably thinking in this ballpark against Anderson. All right. Readjust.
He definitely has done it in the last few games for sure. I can't remember last time he did the choke up thing. He changes a lot.
Yeah, he was just getting in that groove right before he went on the disabled list. Curveball. I had that 2-strike approach going, then started to re-implement that power swing, and then was marrying both together, and then had to go on the DL, and now he's trying to find one or the other or both. Elias Diaz getting the catching duties today. Fine year.
Yeah, really strong year on offense. 9 home runs, 29 RBIs. That's 250 plate appearances.
He's been good behind the plate too. I think he's starting to mature too. You know, when he first came up, maybe even at the outset of this year, you'd see him throw the ball around quite a bit. A lot of the young catchers like to do that. And has kind of reined that in some, but he came up with a huge throw in that Cubs series, picking off Addison Russell at third base on a designed pickoff. Anderson thought he had a strike. Instead, big swing there makes it 2-1.
Straight change. Let's see. Move much. Dating all an hour.
On a good bit of off-speed stuff today and curveballs. About half-half right now, fastballs and speed and breaking stuff today so far. Full on Diaz with 2 outs. Crushed but right to Shaw. So the Pirates down in order in the second. Still 0-0.
Is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
There's Colin Moran going back to school. Back to school Sunday, celebrating all the kids.
Yeah, whiskers already there.
That's when he started growing the beard, and there it is. Just a few years later. No, he's about 2 years worth of.
Keeps his scouting report in his hat, apparently. See that?
Is that what that's for?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he looked in his hat to see where he's supposed to play Braun or Ocho.
On a hot day, he used to keep a piece of cool lettuce underneath there. Now it's
need to
scouting report.
Figure out how Braun got the nickname Ocho.
Well, let's start a Spanish lesson for you. There are uno. That's the first one. Yeah, it's funny. Some of these are quite evident, and some of them, which I haven't been able to track down Echeverria. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing UUFF correctly.
Is there a correct way to pronounce that?
I don't know. La Pantera Oof. That's how I'm saying it, but I don't know if that's right or not, and I don't know what it means. Maybe we'll never know. Last day that the players wear these. Yeah, UUFF. Back with a slider and gets the out.
Nice location for that slider. I think that's what we're looking for today with Archer is the location, the slider and the fastball both. Can he throw more of them as edge pitches? And that's a perfect spot for the slider. That's never, you can't say never. It's extremely rarely to hit a pitch like that hit harder.
And he doubled up on it too. He saw the cut and the miss by Braun, brought it in just a tad.
You throw that that hard slider down there, back it up with an inside fastball occasionally, you're gonna have a good day.
I think the thing that we look at with Archer, like you said, hitting the corners up and down. Seeing a lot of pitches higher in the zone, I think. So far in a short time with the Pirates. And you see that stuff. I mean, 97 with that sharp slider.
97.
That can play.
By the chin area.
Out to right center.
Get it in quick.
Moustakas going to try for two.
Oh! Out. Safe. Darn. That was a nice throw coming in from the outfield.
Left the slider out over the middle of the plate, but retrieved quickly.
Yeah, right now you think, okay, get it in. Got to get it in. He's run hard out of the box. He's not a real fast guy, but came out running hard, and he's going to push the envelope. Thinking, well, if it's a... Oh, did he switch hands while the glove was still? Yeah, maybe he had his hip on the base. Nobody challenged it, so I'm assuming that some part of his body was on that base at all times. That was a good throw.
Allegheny Health Network Super Mode. So a couple of close plays at second already today.
Right there, he's off the bag, wasn't he?
Unclear. I don't know. Maybe. I made it a contested play over there. Moustakas with his first career hit off Archer. He was 0 for 10 prior. Scope, who was the second baseman for Baltimore, the shortstop for Milwaukee today. A wild pitch.
Very wild pitch. Location here to Scope. I mean, right straight over the top of his head. Maybe Archer knows he's given 6 home runs to this guy.
Yeah, the most of these allowed to anybody, so I'm sure that's somewhere in the memory banks.
Infield in now.
Got that runner at third with less than 2 outs. broke his bat. And Echeverria will record the second out. Moving it over to Cervelli. And with the infield in on the preceding play, we look at StatCast AI, powered by AWS. Standard positioning.
Yeah, that ball went right back over the top of the mound. I think the Moose thought that was going to go right back to Archer, so he stayed put.
Well, Pena will walk. Put Pineapple on at first. And Moose at third.
I really think these games are being managed much different than a regular season game. I said that to you on the radio Friday. Here's another example. We're in the second inning of a no-score game.
Yeah.
And we're walking guys to get the pitcher up there.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think both managers are like doing things that you wouldn't see done a month ago. I mean, Milwaukee is desperate. I mean,
they're right there.
They're trying to hang in there.
And, coming into today, Milwaukee would be a wild card entrant.
What'd you say to him? You said yesterday or Friday when we were on the radio. You said, "Well, Milwaukee essentially this is their playoff."
Oh yeah,
they're having to play every game the rest of the season like it's a playoff game.
I mean, right now, if the season ended today, they're in the wild card. After the results of today's games, they may not be in that same position. I mean, that's how close everything is. So yeah, I mean, last night's defeat. Craig Counsell will detail it in a little bit too once we get later on. But the bullpen, he's got some great strengths and then soft underbelly. Pena just walking into second base. Delayed steal. Now you hope Anderson doesn't get lucky and get a base hit here. Brewers might be able to procure two out of that. Anderson, a lifetime 0.97 hitter. Got about a 1 in 10 chance of getting a base hit. Right to second. And the plan works. In the walk, 2 left. Third inning coming up from Milwaukee. No score.
I think the most memorable things were waking up in the morning and trying to hide from my parents, trying to get more sleep or stuff like that. You know, I think my mom always tells me this story where you know, I was staying at my grandma's house and she couldn't find me anywhere, and I was hiding under the table when I was in like preschool sleeping. So I always tried to push the limit for sure.
Colin Moran sharing that story. Some of us don't get lively until afternoon or evening time. Back to school day here. We're celebrating kids going back here on AT&T Sportsnet. You can share some of your back to school photos with us. You've been doing that here today. Hashtag Bucks Booth for that. And look at some of our Point Park social media. Yeah, back to school for their little one, wearing their Pirates gear going back. That's always fun. Yep, all fancied up for that first day.
Got up 2 hours early.
There you go. Dressed in the black and gold going back. First day, a lot of folks last week. There's Caden on his first day of preschool. That's cool to see. Tyler Graham directing, and Tyler's been doing a great job. There's our director, along with the Emmy Award nominated Pete Toma. Pete will be back, but Tyler doing a fantastic job when he's in there too. So last day for Tyler in that role today. Selecting the pictures for you. Proud dad too. You got Colin Moran. Out toward Shaw, the third baseman by trade, making that look okay. Got some good actions over there at second base. That experiment with collecting infielders with a couple of trades that the Brewers made has worked out okay.
More
so
third baseman than anybody in baseball.
Yeah.
There we were.
Yeah, they got the second baseman playing short. They got the third baseman playing second, and they got Moustakas, another third baseman over there. So far it's worked out okay. Didn't have too many miscommunications out there.
Trying to get some offense.
Which is kind of surprising when you think about that. The Pirates have actually scored more runs per game than the Brewers this season. They're right there neck and neck.
The Brewers, I'm sure, I think you would agree with this, really relying on the home run ball.
Oh yeah, all or nothing.
They're looking to hit home runs.
And where the Pirates are the converse of that. I mean, they don't strike out. They put the ball in play a lot, but they also have not hit a ton of home runs this year. They need to really string 3 hits together in an inning most of the time.
Now the Brewers are trying to, I guess,
take advantage of this ballpark.
Yeah,
right?
play to the strength of the park, which is characteristics of the park.
Well, when Doug Melvin was the general manager here, that was by design. I don't know what they do now. There's a strike in there, but you know, it makes sense. La Pantera Oof, which means the Panther, and I've got a little explanation. Jim Fredin sent it along to me, but kind of a longer story, but the Panther, and then Oof is an exclamation when you're doing something very well, is how Denny describes that. So
it's a hard-working Panther.
Yes. And successful.
Doing something well. Successful Panther.
Yeah.
Like the Pink Panther.
That's hard hit out to center. Kane running out of room. And he always sells that, doesn't he? Makes us think maybe that's going to sneak out.
About the time he hit the edge of the grass, he had me thinking that ball's going to get out of here. The way he was going after it. Now, right now, it looks like just a decent fly ball. Right about now, I'm thinking, oh, it might be out of here, because the way he was like, it's almost like he was slowing down, like, I can't catch this.
Now, a lot of outfielders like to get to where they think the ball is going to arrive.
And they'll set up, and then you know, okay, he's got it. You can tell early. But when they kind of just keep drifting like that, you're thinking, wow, could be out of here.
Two outs for Archer.
Van Slyke used to play with the, I guess, the fans and media and the pitcher. Yeah, on a ball like he would be one of those guys. You get back there quick, but he would stand there with his back to you, like he's going to look to see where it lands, and then he would just kind of slowly just turn and catch the ball.
He was that good. He could do that.
He was doing that on purpose, just to mess with everybody. Like, oh, I can't get it. Oh, yeah, I guess I can.
Puts it in play. Arranging play by Moustakas. Whoa! That's why you run him out. There's nowhere to go, Chris. You got to go for it. Advance to go, sir.
He was going to run back home, I think.
You can't go home.
I've always been curious on how things work and why they work, and science answers a lot of those questions for me.
I was a science guy up until like chemistry was really tough, and like physics was really tough too. So I like biology. English was always fun. But yeah, I mean, aside from those two, English and biology, that's pretty much it. Everything else is kind of tough.
Yeah, they were celebrating the kids going back to school. There's Josh Bell. Look at our UPMC scoreboard. No score. Bottom of the third. Chris Archer and the Bucks. They're trying to close out a series win here in Milwaukee. That's an exciting time of year. New beginnings. And in the baseball year, this is kind of the climax.
Getting toward the end.
Hope to continue on. No one in school, when it's that last scheduled day of school, I want to go to school for another week or 2 weeks. But in baseball, that's what you play all spring and summer for.
Mm-hmm. Try to keep it going.
Top of the order after the Pirates bypass the 8-hitter to get Anderson to finish the inning.
A nice Nice call there. Ball in the up and in location of the strike zone. Beautifully done. Now these are the pitches that if he makes with his stuff, he's unhittable. He makes these edge pitches with the way he can throw, you know, both the fastball and that slider.
And that's good on 0-2, right? You know, maybe a bigger slider like that. See if wild swing. Or...
Well, if you're going, he's probably trying to get it a little closer to the strike zone. But 0-2, if I miss, I want it to miss further away. I don't want to leave that over the plate. So, yeah, 0-2, that's fine.
Off the end of the bat, out to the corner. Kane can run. He's already heading to third. Leadoff triple from Milwaukee.
Now think back to what we were just talking about, pitch location, and I mentioned this in our open during the pregame with the guys. With me from this small, what we've seen. I mean, look at the location, pretty much right down the middle with the fastball on a 1-2 pitch. So for me, that's been the problem. I know it's a small sample size. We haven't seen him pitch a whole lot. But the command is just kind of hit and miss with him. And that's a perfect at bat to show what I'm talking about. How he was made 3 really nice pitches, and then he missed with the 1-2 pitch right down the middle.
And when he misses, they hit. Oh, we saw that. He spun a slider, middle, and Moustakas ripped a double.
Right.
I mean,
it's not every time. I mean, he's gonna. You get away with pitches in the middle of the plate, but.
Like that right there, foul away.
Yeah, no, that one's elevated a little bit. But still, the more times you go in the middle of the plate, the more you're going to get hit. It's common sense. And you are going to get some pop flies, some line outs, some swings and misses at times in there. I'm not saying he has to be perfect every time.
But so far in the 4+ starts we've seen, he needs to be better.
I just think it's inconsistent.
Yeah. Yeah, because we do see as he started that at bat out.
For instance, between what we've seen from Archer and what we've seen from Tyone in the same small time frame is the command of the pitches, being able to throw the ball right where you want to. Now look at the command of that one. That was pretty nice. That changeup, right, just below the knees.
Trying to get a hot hitter in Yelich.
I think he came with it, 2 changeups in a row. Both of them, I mean, one was at the knees, definitely on the plate. Next one, very edgy outside. Good job. I mean, when you're ahead 1-2, you certainly want to just, bang the edges. Don't come into the middle part of the plate unless you're forced to because of the count. And some guys, they don't care what the count is. They're never going to try to come in there. It doesn't make any difference to them whatsoever. Always throwing an edge pitch or trying to throw an edge pitch.
Didn't get Yelich to offer. You just missed with that. I like that. He change up down and in, change up away. And then trying to come in with a fastball. Got missed, but I mean, the idea is there. Went back to the change, struck him out.
Didn't give in at all.
Really nice sequence. And that's why you say it's inconsistent. Sometimes it's there.
Oh yeah,
the command. Look at that.
Look where all the pitches were. The very first pitch, the strike 1 pitch, definitely in the middle part of the plate, but it was elevated, so that's a good spot for most left-hand hitters. And then after that, once he got ahead, he never came back in the heart of the strike zone. Just stayed around, moved it around, up and in, down and away. Ended up down out of the strike zone for the swing and miss.
Well, you can see why Archer's been one of the top strikeout pitchers in baseball over the last half-decade. Not just the slider right there, as he got a strikeout on a
the
change.
way he just pitched Yelich is the way he's pitched most of his Tampa Bay career. That you see that way more often than anything else. It's just been a little hit and miss, I think, since he became a Pirate.
Yeah, it's hard to judge.
There's a lot
at 4
of
or 5
distractions.
stars, yeah.
You go into a new team. And I throw everything out the window. I mean, you know, I think at the end of this season, after we get through September, I think he'll be just the same as he was in the prior seasons.
Did you find it a benefit when you were facing hitters that you had faced, you know, many times before? Because
yeah, I think so.
You inherently knew their
I
tendencies versus having to look at a chart or whatever. Because it probably gives you a little more conviction when you're standing on that mound, right? I mean, I know I can get him out by if I throw this pitch
there was a lot,
here.
There was a lot more of that. You played the same teams way more than you do nowadays.
That's true, yeah.
So you really, you know, got a nice database in your head about what different hitters do in normal different situations, what they do against other people, what they try to do against you. Oh, look at that. That's a nice pitch.
And a good take by Aguilar.
That's a beautiful spot for that.
Yeah, lesser hitter probably tenders on that. It looks like a strike till the last second.
They probably even wanted that to be a called strike.
Man, hitting's tough.
It was caught very, very well by Diaz.
Looks like a strike. Looks like a strike.
Same pitch. Actually, a little further. That time he chased.
No way he'll throw it again. He did.
You know, the pitch before where he laid off it, and you think, wow, he must really be seeing that pitch well.
I think he just gave up on it, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He got lucky that the ball broke off the plate and was called a ball.
By that last swing, that proved it.
But I used to not know that.
And Polanco coming in on it. He'll have some oomph behind the throw. The tag. He is safe. The ball came out.
I'm not sure that Diaz ever caught it. They're going to want to appeal at third base, I believe.
See if he left early. Well, first things first. Let's size this up.
Don't think he ever had the ball. He goes to try and make that short hop catch, and the ball. You see the ball's out. He never brought it in. He tagged him with an empty glove.
Well, why does Diaz sway up the line at first? That takes him a long time to sweep back. He still gets the tag down. It looked like if he had caught the ball. I think it's still from that Rizzo play where he's kind of up. You know, we've seen Diaz on a play at the plate receive the ball up a little bit. What do you think? You know what I mean? Because nowadays when you sweep tag, you want to kind of get as close as you can to that line without being in, you know, blocking the plate ahead of the receiving the throw, right? So you can make that tag a little quicker. And a diving try by Marte. That was going to be one heck of a grab if he could hold on that close to 2 outs, whether at home or in center.
To answer your question, I can't answer your question because I don't know what the rule is at the plate. I know what the rule says, but I know what is called, and so I don't have a good answer for you.
Now the ground caused a fumble. He had it,
and it came out when it hit the grass.
Well, he needed every inch because it was right in the, look at that, right in the top of the webbing.
Snow cone, and it just wouldn't stay. That was a tremendous effort.
I mean, I'm thinking even with Marte out there, that ball is heading toward the wall. And they almost had it. That's a 2-out double instead for Travis Shaw. Now Braun bats. Colt Shaw at second here with 2 away. A run in on the sac fly by Aguilar. At 55 pitches here in the 3rd inning. Runner at second, a longer set of signs. That sneaks through. Shaw's going to ramble home. Dickerson's throw is late and gets behind Diaz. And Braun, hustling all the way, is going to get to third.
Well, Archer, I don't know what he was doing. He forgot to back up. But actually, he was over toward the third base dugout. I don't know where he was going. There's the single. And instead of, the throw's coming from left field. Look where he's at.
Almost gets in the runner's way.
In fact, if he would have been out at the plate, there had to be there would have been a discussion about that. Because you could.
He slowed down the runner.
He had to change. He had to go wider than he wanted to get away from Archer.
And Counsell seemed to recognize that. You could see that in the background there too. So the Brewers manager.
Yeah, watch Counsell in the dugout. Yeah, he immediately is pointing like, "Hey, you can't do that. It made my runner go wide."
Can't obstruct
no.
a base runner like that.
But he should have been running across the first base line to get back and back up so that Braun's not standing at third.
Moustakas, who doubled his last time, is up. 2 are in. We'll give Braun a single on the play. And an RBI, and he moves on Corey Dickerson's first error of the year. Out to right. And the Brewers breaking it open. Upper deck for the Moose.
All these runs coming across with 2 outs.
Second home run of the series for Moustakas. Right into his bat path. Well, the Pirates last inning bypassed the number 8 hitter to get to the pitcher with a runner at third. And here in this inning, all 4 runs coming with the 2 outs. Sac fly and then double, single, and a homer. Scope bounced out his only trip. 4 straight 2-out hits from Milwaukee. Pena was intentionally passed in the last inning. Bring up the pitcher. We saw the opener of this series. Pirates fell behind 4-0 after an inning and rallied back to take a lead in the 15th.
Good ballpark to score runs in. So 4 runs, as we know,
can be erased.
Can be overcome.
Yeah. And sometimes in a hurry, just as they've put it together rather quickly.
Yeah, there's some ballparks where your strategy kind of changes in the way you feel. You're giving up, a 1 run early in a ball game, it's like you don't even notice that. Colorado's a place like that.
Hit very well out to right. Oh, he sized that one up.
Nobody
Pena with a 2-run homer.
Bullpen is quiet. Now 6 runs is starting to get your attention, even in a hitter-friendly ballpark.
That would be the largest comeback for the Pirates this season if they can come back down a half dozen. Another one right over the middle of the plate.
Yeah, got a fairly good chunk to the middle of the plate.
5 straight 2-out hits. Brewers have hit. Moustakas and Pena have hit home runs. 5 of the 7 hits for extra bases off Archer. Get the pitcher Anderson, and Nick Kingham called up yesterday. He's rarely pitched in relief in his professional career, but he's the long man right now, and they might need him. He's gonna bat around here in this 3rd inning. Nothing kills a rally like a home run. 6 runs, though, for the Brewers. And maybe the Pirates can get some of that back as they come to bat here in the 4th. Pena capping a 6-run outburst. Milwaukee up a half dozen. Mike Moustakas also homering in the inning as well. The Pirates will have the top of the order coming up. See if they can shoot out a couple of runs. Let's take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders and the batters who have had the best success against the Brewers over the past 3 seasons. The highest batting averages, Marte and Frazier among that list.
And then Polanco will be coming up next. This is the part of the lineup, these top 3, that you look to, at least I did today, to really do a lot of damage. So let's get up off the floor and put a couple runs up ourselves.
Milwaukee did well their second time around in the order. Let's see if Pirates can do the same. Anderson allowed 1 base runner through the first 3. That was a hit by pitch by Marte. Just clipped that light gray top. And then he was erased trying to steal. That's the best kind of hit by pitch. A lot of off speed and breaking stuff today.
Yeah, Pirates been way out in front of that changeup. Most of the hitters first time through. That will be the adjustment I think they're going to have to make, is start really staying back, not hunting the fastball so much.
Now Anderson can get it up there at best. It's an average fastball. But the way that, yeah, I mean, the way that he's pitching him right now, he's throwing about 50-50.
It's about
fastball.
What yeah, he's a 50-50 guy. 50% fastballs, and maybe 51. Throws it enough to keep you honest and try and set up the off-speed stuff like he's doing today.
The Pirates have had some success against him this season earlier.
A lot of his fastballs are like that last one where he cuts it, tries to make it move away from you a little bit.
Pirates have beaten him in both starts this year.
Where's he from?
I'm going to give you a guess. Next time we see the back of his shirt, I want you to think long and hard about it. Tell me what you think.
I don't know, Oklahoma?
Try again.
Arkansas.
And a second strikeout. And Milwaukee on the front, Texas on the back.
It's a 2-state kind of guy. Oh, not Wisconsin. What am I thinking?
Wisconsin is a state.
Yeah, it doesn't say Wisconsin on the front of his uniform.
No.
It says Milwaukee.
From Wichita Falls, which is in Texas, not Kansas. Adam Frazier with a base hit. First hit for the Pirates today.
Tornado Alley, Wichita Falls. Home of Sam Wellborn.
Who's that?
Old minor league pitcher that I played with back in the A-ball days.
Oh.
First round pick. One of those hard throwing Texans.
How about a hard hitting Polanco right here with the Pirates down 6. Anderson has allowed as many home runs or more home runs than just about anybody in the National League, tied for the most.
Well, that's what you need when you fall behind by 6. A couple of long balls with guys on base.
Polanco leading the club with 20 home runs. Now in this ballpark, a little cozier environment, but it's also second in the league and how many home runs per 9 innings he allows at his home ballpark. O'Malley, of course, pitching in another home run friendly park in Cincinnati. Off the end of the bat. And Kane secures the second out. Cervelli with 4 hits in the series. Even though there are 2 outs, right? A lot of times, a man at first might try to get in the scoring position, but the score here, is that one of these times where you might not try to be as aggressive on the base pass?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting to the point to where you got to be very careful. It also depends on the inning. Later it gets in a game, like you get into, say, the 6th or 7th inning, you're definitely not doing anything down 6-0 on the bases. There is an argument for earlier in the game, still go ahead and play for a run, because you got time to maybe chip away. And later in the game, you got to start taking big chunks, and a stolen base isn't going to get you a big chunk most of the time.
And like you said, in this ballpark where home runs are a little more prevalent, right?
You can
the base runner is more
argue that
valuable.
you're in scoring position when you're at first.
Part of the strategy of the game.
Yeah, if it was 1-0 right now, say there's a 50-50 chance that Frazier would take off and try to get himself to second.
Now you might still be aware, right? I mean, if they give it to you, if they ignore you, if you see something with the pitcher, right? I mean, if you're almost 100% sure, then are you still paying attention, or you just completely shut it down?
You have to have the green light.
And that comes from the bench. The Pirates a little more patient here in this 4th inning.
I mean, the sign can come from anywhere. It's always the manager's decision as to whether he allows you to run if you want, or no, just stay where you're at. And, the sign itself can come from somebody on the bench. It might be, okay, if I have my chin on my hand, that means don't run. It could be the hitting coach, if he's got his arm up on the back of his chair, or something like that. Those are the kind of things that you can look in the dugout and see, and like, okay, I have the green light.
So it looks like, like Tom Prince right there's just fiddling with his stopwatch. Maybe that's something, or maybe he's just fiddling with the stopwatch. But the player would know that.
So that's a very tough sign to pick up, because it's something that you'd be doing anyway.
Now on 3-2, you always go with 2 outs, because it's a walk, a strikeout, or the ball's in play.
It's tradition.
It's
mainly.
tradition.
Yeah.
Well,
It's one of those baseball traditions. 3-2, 2 outs, you run. So this sport has always been very traditional.
Trying to explain the game. See, now the inning's over, or there's a walk, or the ball's in play anyway with 2 outs. So we did a good job there.
From Texas.
Wheel drive RAV4 inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Part of our back to school. There's Joe Musgrove on the far right with his dad Mark, and Zach Davies of the Brewers there in the center, along with Austin Hedges, a major league talent as youths. Like a traveling team that they were all part of together. Back to school for a lot of folks. And Polanco closes in to get the out.
Yeah, nice break on that line drive.
That's what they always say, right? The hardest ball to judge is the one hit right at you.
Yeah, that's that line drive that is coming out there. You don't know in, back. What do you do?
So a quick out, and now Yelich, who Archer picked apart his last plate appearance. Working on an 11-game hitting streak for Yelich. That's the longest one going right now in the National League. .294 over the streak. That's brought down his batting average. Still had 5 home runs though. 3 games in a row.
Been all or nothing.
Yeah. There's nothing. Second time he struck out in a row against Archer. And the Slice Family 4-pack. That's a great way for your family to save at PNC Park. Includes 4 tickets to a Monday through Thursday home game, 4 fountain drinks, a large 1-topping pizza, Slice from Slice on Broadway. It's all for $100. Go to pirates.com/slice. That is my favorite pizza in Milwaukee right there. Zafiro's, live right by there.
Yeah, that at the hotel.
Did they really? I didn't realize that. They're just a little mom and pop place across the street. I didn't realize they were near the ballpark.
That's what they bring up to you, the room service.
Oh, is that right? Now I know. Back of the bird. Got to get Slice on Broadway.
That stuff's pretty good. Learn something every day. Always wondered how to pronounce that.
Zafiro's, yeah. Thin crust. They always want to be different than Chicago here. So.
They go opposite.
Yeah. In baseball and in pizza. Well, Archer's got a shot at making this a quick inning. This will be his 10th pitch of the frame. Struck out Aguilar back in the first inning. And he strikes him out here. 1, 2, 3 inning. 5th on its way. 6-0 Milwaukee. for it with Press Conference Tuesday. Pat Narduzzi steps to the mic to talk about the Panthers opener against Albany at 6 o'clock. And then Dana Halgerson answers questions about his 17th ranked Mountaineers. And All-American QB Will Greer returning for his senior season as well. So join us at Tuesday at 6 for Press Conference Tuesday right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
A very enjoyable part of the year, the college football season. How's your Spartans looking this year? Are they going to do anything?
Let's hope so. I don't get into it until after baseball season. I'll look up and I'll go, oh, we're 4-0 or whatever. Who knows? Of course, Pat Narduzzi came over from Michigan State, so I've adopted the Pitt, the local team. Catcher for Penn State as a Spartan alum. Sorry.
No, you can't do that.
Chase Anderson has allowed 1 hit. Has walked none. Dickerson struck out his first time. Average still right at 300. Hitless in his last 11. So you figure he's going to turn that around. To Scope. Scoops it. It's the out. We're getting some good pitching from Chase Anderson today. Let's look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. A couple of the Brewers starters with long-term injuries. Jimmy Nelson got hurt about this time last year and had surgery on that right shoulder. He's been throwing in. David Stearns, the general manager, saying that still unlikely to be able to help the Brewers this season. Brent Suter, Tommy John surgery. He's not going to be back sometime in the summer next year probably. But I think that's been the most surprising thing has been the Brewers pitching this season. And Anderson had a good year last year.
Yeah, before the season started, we'd sit around, we'd think, well, what about this team, this team, this team. Well, you get to the Brewers, oh yeah, they'll be able to score runs, but do they have the pitching? It's almost been the opposite.
Which is strange, yeah. Nicola has a play. Just trying to get something going against Anderson. Well, usually, I mean, 5 plus. Usually has that pitch count.
No, this ballpark.
Yeah.
This is not what you expect. Bunch of zeros and just 1 hit on the board so far.
Moran had 4 of them last night.
This is almost exactly the opposite of how I thought this game would go today. I expected Archer to really come out today and hit his spots, shut these guys down, kind of like what Tyone did. And you look at the numbers, the way the top of the lineup has been hitting, and Chase just not getting anybody out really at home this year. Really struggling here, especially with the home run ball. I thought they would be 6-0 in the middle of the game, Pirates.
He's been one of those guys that usually runs into a little trouble in the first inning. But Pirates had a base runner in the first inning, but caught stealing. Frazier with the lone hit.
Well, if he only had 1 hit, not surprising it's Frazier.
He's kind of immune to these things, seems like. Oh, found that off his thigh.
His left thigh, to boot. You could see falling it off your front thigh, but your left thigh, if you're a left-hand hitter, that is tough to do, I would think.
Josh Harrison looks like he would maybe bat for the pitcher if he gets there. Right now, no activity in the Pirates' pen, but if the inning progresses, Echeverria's on deck. There's a base hit for Moran. 2-out single. Had a couple doubles yesterday too. It was good to see Moran start to drive the ball a little bit.
Slugging percentage up. Don't fall off that chair, by the way.
Yeah, I almost did. Now my arm almost fell off the chair.
But you almost went down.
One of these.
This is what he did. He was like this.
Yeah.
I went like that. So we almost had another bobblehead.
Screw that arm back up.
Could you imagine if you went down right there? These chairs are way higher than the ones in Seattle.
Pile of bones right there on the floor. Not good.
Nope.
Our documents are, or our mishaps are well documented. I mean, up here.
They always have the spy cam.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's a, what do they call that? Elvis?
Oh yeah, the tape. Oh yeah, we're on all the time.
Yeah, there's a Elvis is watching.
We got Matt Aaron in the truck in this series. Always good to have Matt along with us. Primarily does pens. Hitters count. Pirates can mess with Texas here. J.A. has moved into the on-deck circle and Kingham back up. Again, the Pirates bullpen. And another 2-out stroke.
That ball smoked up there. That'll be a double.
And Moran's going to be waved home. Scope's throw is in time, but he got the slide in.
Good thing that ball was offline. He had to catch it backhand and come back. That would have been awfully close.
So Moran scores from first on the double by Echeverria.
That ball just ripped. Put a good job of Kane getting there and hitting the cutoff man. And this throw is off to the first base side. And if it's on the third base side, I think Redbeard's going to have a tough time getting in there. Almost called him a Cardinal.
Yeah, it was a hairy situation. So Archer is going to be done. Joey Cora knows, hey, you know, need some runs. Got to be more aggressive at this stage.
This is an important pinch hit right here for J.A. If he can find his way aboard, then you got the top of that lineup coming up. The guys on base get a home run, and boom, you're right back in the ball game.
Josh Harrison's been dealing with a hamstring concern that has been kind of going on here for most of 2 months now.
And that, I think, was the very first time that he reacted to it.
That was the last time he had started before the other day here.
The grimace on his face, and then right here when he went into third, Cora was actually waving him home, and then he just stopped at third base, and you knew that the leg was bothering him.
He can still hit though. And he'll try to drive in Echeverria here. He's been one of the better ones around, bringing in that runner in scoring position, especially with 2 outs. Fourth in the league, 391. Pick up a pair here. That's not so bad. So you got Kingham King Vegas, native of Las Vegas, and Pero Flaco, and Skinny Dog. Richard Rodriguez. And he popped him up. Pirates get one. On two-out hits, Moran and Echeverria. They'll go to the bullpen down 6-1.
The adjustment process was like getting ready for this.
There's no build-up, I guess, like leading, wake up and your routine and get into things. You're sitting down in the pen, you're on the edge of your seat, I feel like, or you're relaxing until your name calls. I don't know what way I'm going to be. But yeah, it's definitely different, but at the same time, you still get on the mound, get your stuff fine-tuned before you get in the game and attack the hitters just like you would in any inning.
And off to a good start in his new role. 1 out on 1 pitch. Now, Nick Kingham, I believe it's the 4th time he has been optioned and sent back to, brought back up to the big leagues. The previous 3 times he performed as starter. And Clint Hurdle said now that King Vegas has been called up, Joe and Bob, this is his role for the remainder of the season. He is going to be a long reliever. He will not be a member of the starting rotation for the remainder of the 2018 season. You look at guys like Tyler Glasnow, who did it, Stephen Brault, came up as starters, converted to long relievers, and have seen a modicum of success, I guess, for lack of a better term. Let's hope that happens for Nick Kingham here in 2018 in the final couple months.
Oh, thanks, Robbie. Yeah, and a good way to get some big league innings for a guy who's been a starter just about his whole professional life. 5 relief appearances in the minors. This is his first one in the big leagues, and hasn't done so in more than a year. But yeah, like he said, I mean, once you're out there, what's different? He warmed up a little earlier.
Well, you come to the ballpark every day knowing that you might get into the ball game. There's a little bit of difference with that. Your pregame stuff. When you're a starter, 4 days a week, your day ends when the national anthem plays. You're not doing anything after that. You've done your workouts and that sort of thing, and now you're over. You're just like the fans. You're sitting there in the dugout watching the game, and that's a big difference from now the national anthem plays. You're sitting in the bullpen, and
especially in that role.
Yeah. You're not sure. You're watching every single thing that's going to happen early on in the game thinking, oh, is the bell going to ring? Is the phone going to ring? Phone going to ring? And then after you get by maybe the 5th inning, you kind of relax a little bit. But then if the game gets out of hand, now you're back, because now they might call on you in the 8th inning to pitch the last 2 of a game to say it's 9-1, something like that. So, I mean, that's that role out there that you end up having.
And so Stephen Brault, we saw a moment ago, having to adjust to that role, and I'm sure it gave him a little idea of what that's like.
And here's the thing, too. You're in the major leagues. You'll do whatever you can to stay here. You're not going to say, you know, no, I'm a starter. I don't want no. If it's the big leagues, you'll go out and you'll do whatever they want you in the bullpen. You're going to go pitch out of that bullpen.
Now, Kingham was scheduled to start yesterday for Indianapolis. He'll gladly take this assignment. And if he puts up some zeros, like we saw Brault do in extra innings
you
for
came back
relief.
in the starting rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my career path is similar. I mean, I pitched. I don't know if I ever pitched coming out of the bullpen in the minor leagues.
But that's.
But then after I was
role.
in the major leagues for a little bit, I ended up getting released and then came back to a new team, the Pirates, and had to kind of improve myself again. And a lot of that early on was bullpen work. But you do well, you can get back in the starting rotation.
Well, if the Pirates have an injury or they want to, you know, maybe make it a 6-man rotation later on, if he's pitching well. And now he has not pitched well over the last month or so with the Pirates and in AAA, so this is a proving ground for him.
Yeah, it's not like you're in the bullpen now for the rest of your career. Just right now you are, so you do the best you can. And there is one thing that's the same: starting, relieving. You got to get outs. Get out there and pitch. From this point on, when he's standing on the mound right now, pitching, nothing is a difference. Doesn't matter if he started this game, came in the bullpen. This part is exactly the same.
And the Pirates still have a very favorable impression of Kingham. We've seen him pitch very well at times here in his rookie season, so that doesn't change. Pirates' long man last season was Wade LeBlanc, and he's doing pretty well for himself in Seattle, for instance. It's not purgatory if you pitch well.
No.
And if you don't pitch well, then they'll get somebody else to be the long man.
And hey,
you go back down.
What's wrong with having a 10-year career pitching out of the bullpen?
Sure, right?
That's nothing to sneeze at. You just come, you do your job. Let the stuff that's out of your control take care of itself.
Finally figuring out a way to get Moustakas out today. He strikes out on the 10th pitch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Pirates pitching. Down 5.
Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Visit our Kia showroom in Wexford. More vehicles than ever at the very best prices. And by Allegheny Health Network. official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Celebrating back to school. That was Chad Cool.
Yeah, that's
growing up in
looked just
Delaware.
like him. Well, definitely was him. Who else could it have been?
Maybe Chad's brother?
It was a cool picture.
Yes, it was. Cool family photo. Young Chad Kula growing up in Bear, Delaware, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Send us your back to school photos. Hashtag Bucks Booth. Get the kiddos dressed up in Bucko gear. And Chad Cool trying to work his way back to the mound as well. He's had some forearm concerns, and if he can pitch pain-free, he'll come back this year. Otherwise, maybe rest is best.
Here we go.
Well, third time around the order, and Marte drifting around the bases with the double.
Oh, do you see Braun uses skates to stop the puck? See that? That was pretty cool.
I didn't have the same angle you did. What'd you pick up on?
He pinned the puck against the boards with his skates.
I guess they have hockey in Southern California now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Put his foot right up against the concrete so the ball wouldn't go around.
All right.
Lead-off double
yeah.
is minimum. I mean, every opportunity now as this game goes along, you gotta punch it over.
Got a good guy up in Frazier. Marte with his 23rd double.
76 on the pitches.
Spot due up third next inning for Anderson. This is about the time where he usually runs out of gas. Around that 6th inning. So pick up a couple at least, right?
Yeah. And one is mandatory here. Lead off double. He's got to score. Got to get Marte home no matter what.
Last 8 starts, he's completed the 6th 3 times and gone no farther than that.
I'm surprised they're not throwing somebody in their pen. They got the stationary bike going, but no arm work. Could be a leg day out there.
That's Sunday. You don't take it light out there. It's going nowhere. Well, part of it is, I mean, we've talked about this. The Milwaukee bullpen has been, with the exception of Hader and Jeffress, the All-Stars, now with the addition of Soria, maybe helping that a bit, but it has been inconsistent. Guys have been very good at times, but
yeah, last year's hammer's not even there anymore.
That one hit well out to right center.
Speaking of
and
hammer,
Frazier is homered again. 2-run homer for Frazier. And now the Pirates make it a 6-3 game. This is getting interesting now after Frazier has homered twice here in Milwaukee. He has been one of the best hitters in the National League since he got called back up a month and a day ago.
remember how that changeup was messing everybody up? But that wasn't really a bad spot either. It looked like he got it away from him and he went out and hooked it out of the park.
Frazier's 7th home run. You know, one of the things that really stuck out at me is, you know, since he's been called back up, you know, he's in the top 10 in batting average. That doesn't surprise you. I mean, he can hit, but he's in the top 10 in slugging percentage in the National League over the last month plus.
There's a change up. It's starting to fade away. Never got to the glove, though.
And still was able to muscle that up enough, too. I mean, that wasn't quite in the sweet spot. It looked like it was starting to tail toward the end of the bat a little bit.
Bat speed. What does it? bullpen is getting somebody going to throw out there.
Yeah, but I was with you. I mean, the preventative measure there, but kind of figured the Pirates might get a couple back. Polanco sends one deep out to right. And Yelich is running out of room. And the Pirates go back to back. Frazier and Polanco.
Yeah, all three end up scoring. The top three.
Polanco's 21st home run.
The comeback certainly on, and the home runs are playing a part. So that's
that is a quick strike for the Buccos.
we need another half a home run to be at Chase's average for at home. So 2.4.
Well, maybe that double by Marte counted, right? Now watch Brault in the pen. An All-American Division II center fielder in college.
Nice job with that one.
Division II means no gloves used.
It's a bare hand league.
Yes. Very finely done. I'll have some seeds to celebrate. The Pirates will make it a 2-run game here in the 6th. Now this is how Anderson's season has gone as Hader starts to get up. Joined by former Bucco Lee Tunnell, the bullpen coach. Now, a lot of times it's been the first inning for Anderson, but there's the first and then that the 6th inning he usually kind of runs out of gas, and Pirates are really making him pay with the 2-run home run by Frazier. Polanco hitting his 21st. And Cervelli clears a base hit. 4 straight hits to lead off the 6th, and the tying run's coming up.
They have to bring in Hader down.
These are the home run balls, and there's a fan asking for. Oh, wait a second. That's right. It was caught in the bullpen, so I guess that's going to be the souvenir for their home runs. That's kind of fun.
This was truly, turned back like Little League days. They'd go turn those balls in for a snow cone.
Brewers really stalling here to get Anderson out of this game.
It took them a while to get Hader up, so they needed to stall.
And so now they'll make the move here, trying to buy as much time as they can. Anderson 5+. They score 3. And the Pirates right back into the thick of this one.
Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So Adam Frazier, Gregory Polanco hitting back-to-back home runs. The Pirates right back in this one as they have the tying run up here in the sixth now with nobody out.
And there's Hader's numbers. They are about as good as you get. 111 strikeouts in 63 innings.
Leads relievers strikeout rate. Facing the lefty Dickerson. Just to add to the legend of Adam Frazier, he doubled off of Hader
right.
on Friday. He was only the second lefty batter to have an extra base hit off Hader in his 2-year major league career so far. And so Dickerson trying to do something like that. He has been the best at limiting lefty power in his 2 seasons in the major leagues. And on the double switch to try to get as much time with Hader on the mound. Arcia on the double switch. Scope goes from short to second. Shaw goes from second to third. Moustakis is out. He made the final out in the last half for the Brewers. And Scope hits one, and that's it.
Now Dickerson able to hustle down the line and beat out that ground ball. Off the bat, it looks like it's hit hard enough that this should be a double play, but really kind of slow developing. Beat it by about a half step.
Talking. Not sure. He's got Freeze in the on-deck circle for Moran, but
well, he's talking with the second base umpire. There's something going on out at second base with a slide or something. Cervelli's talking about.
Well, this was what looked like it might be a violation with Cervelli moving. Yeah, I mean that should be a double play actually. I don't know why Clint was out because. Now Council's going to come out. This is probably going to be a double play here. You cannot go out of your way.
Why would I could understand if Council would have come out.
Right.
Why did Clint come out and want to talk to the second base umpire?
I don't know. But yeah, that's as egregious as a violation of the bona fide slide as there is, and the Pirates are going to get away with it. It looks like.
So that's why I don't. You asked me earlier about the home plate deal. It's so different. I don't understand. Oh wait, they did call it a double play. Dickerson's gone.
Oh, okay. So he's come out.
Gone.
So that's why Clint Hurdle came out for an explanation. Okay, that makes all the sense.
It's these gray uniforms. I didn't notice that he left.
So they just made the call. It was so egregious that they had it right. I mean, that's the bona fide slide rule. You have to go into the base and you got to stay on the base. You can go into the base hard. You can kind of go into the base on the side of the fielder, as long as you're. But I mean, you can't just go into the fielder, which is what Cervelli did. So that ends up costing the Pirates an out. Although if he didn't slide there, maybe they get the out anyway. Scope recovers, just like that. Hader tidies up the inning on 4 pitches. But Adam Frazier starts off the inning with a bang. His second home run in as many days. And Polanco, lucky number 21. couple of home runs to the top half of the 6th. And as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. And we got an off day here next couple of weeks. Maybe we'll go see the Miller Caves, a brewing company here in Milwaukee.
Isn't that where Scooter got married?
That's right. Scooter Jeanette, former brewer. You got a good memory.
King Vegas. I'll try to keep it a 2-run game.
Well, now, you know, you talk about, well, he's a long man and kind of shooting the breeze about that last inning. How a lot of times it's mop up. It's just, OK, let's move things along. But it can be in an important role like this instance where the team has now come back.
Yep. Put up a 0 when it was 6-1, right?
A 1-2-3 inning.
Now it's 6-4.
You stick around and be effective enough, you might get yourself a victory today. And Scope. Send that one a long way. Wow. Beyond the bullpen.
That's where the people are, but behind the bullpen.
Well, he had 32 home runs last year with the Orioles. He's got a lot of power, and he showed it off right there.
Ball was crushed. I mean, that's the offense that Milwaukee plays. Most of the time, it's all about the home run ball. And a lineup full of sluggers.
It's a big rip. And if you make contact, it's going to go a long way. And it did. So now 7-4. Mamba bites the Pirates here in this inning. Kingham directing traffic. Uh-oh.
Didn't direct it very well.
And Cervelli will be given an error. Of course, normally a catcher. Been trying to get him out from the plate here and there.
You were talking about directing traffic. You know, right here, I think is where Kingham's got to start yelling Cervelli, Cervelli, Cervelli early on. But Cervelli kept looking down. He wasn't sure if Diaz was going to come out and make that catch or not.
Yeah, that's a newer experience for him. He's usually the catcher, of course.
Well, that's his ball all the way. I mean, he should have been. Now, I'll backtrack here a little bit. If Cervelli never said I got it, well, then you can't yell his name. But I'm assuming, since that ball was in the infield on the first base side, that he was yelling I got it. But he also was looking down a couple of times.
That's a nice grab. Bring your glove.
I think he was a little cocky with that, though, the way he held it there. Just catch the ball.
Are you commenting on the fans?
Yes.
Well, to have his moment. So Arcia out on the sacrifice.
Well, that's another way to look at it. Yeah.
How many times did you catch a foul ball in the stands?
0.
Right. I never had it either. So, I mean, that might be the first time ever.
I wouldn't have stood there like the Statue of Liberty after I caught it. I would have like.
What's he, 20 years old? Were you a little confident when you were 20?
He looks older than that.
Were you a little confident when you were 20 years old? Pretty confident, self-important, maybe a little at 20, right?
No, I don't think so. I was very shy at 20. Very shy.
Okay.
I was already
you be the judge.
I was on the field at 20, though. I wasn't in the stands.
They get Pena to second for Kane. Will pop out to right. Pena going nowhere.
2 down. I'd like to pass along some birthday wishes to a big Pirate fan, Elizabeth Francis, watching today back home. Happy birthday. Hopefully we can pull this out and give you a birthday win.
Those are always the best kind. Trying to get through Yelich. He's got that 11-game hitting streak, but he struck out twice.
He's been a threat with a long ball. Be careful with him here.
It's the strike call.
Of course, you know, in this lineup, you got to be careful with everybody for the long ball. I mean, it's a long ball lineup.
When the number 8 hitter Pena is homered today.
Be careful with Yelich, but Aguilar is on deck. Shaw can go deep. Braun can go deep.
I mean, Pena's gone deep today. Maybe that's why they walked him back in the second.
Scoop just went deep.
Ahead 1-2 here on Yelich. Staying away from him so far. Scored it free, but Pena couldn't read it. Not to him. He doesn't know that that ball got behind Diaz until he went to retrieve it. Joaquin Soria getting up.
Well, Hader's spot in the lineup's a long ways away, but I guess if they were to get there, they would go for more runs. Not going to get there.
Yelich has struck out 3 times today. So a leadoff homer, but that's it. And it's 7-4 Milwaukee. Get all your favorite ballpark snacks included. Tickets are just $30 and include unlimited popcorn, peanuts, and pop. And the Pirates returning home Labor Day to host the Reds for a 3-game series. You'll want to come on out and join us at the Pirates Cove. Pirates.com/Cove.
All right, popcorn. Make sure you get plenty of popcorn for the kids.
Yeah, back to school, right? So make sure that you don't keep it away from the kids. You want to give it to the kids. Over at the grandparents right now. I wonder if they've got some popcorn.
I'm sure they do. We always have popcorn on hand.
Strike to Colin Moran, who came through with a base hit, scored a run back in the 5th.
What grandparents are for. To spoil the kids, get back at their own kids.
The offer? No, sir.
Whoa. He said no.
It's not a fun at bat, I would think, especially for a lefty. That crossfire delivery from Josh Hader.
Well, you look at the stat sheet, and you would think Hader throws 110 miles an hour or something, but it really is not the case.
Yeah, a good fastball.
There's nothing. When you look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, look at this. Not like that, but he gets results.
And you can't use, him every day because, think about if he was able to be used instead of Jennings in that situation last night, where Polanco came up in a 1-1 game.
Well, the bullpen of the Pirates is so good. You get a number of guys that can get the same type of results, and the strikeouts. And
it's a great point.
Come in, wipe guys out.
If the Brewers got, let's include Soria in that mix, 3 guys that they trust. And the Pirates have, 5 for sure that have had proven track records this season. That's David Freese would come up. Kyle Crick, it looks like he's better. He's getting up in the bullpen. Echeverria with that RBI double back in the 5th. That started the Pirates scoring. Pirates with a 3-run 6th, back-to-back home runs by Frazier and Polanco. And then Scope homer to extend the advantage back to 3 for Milwaukee. Two. Did not go. Jim Wolf.
His nickname could be Biceps.
Yeah, very svelte umpire. His brother Randy used to pitch here. You can see the resemblance. The old left-hander Randy Wolf.
He wasn't allowed to work the plate on Randy's days.
There's a Biceps, Edgar Santana. Might stick around.
I like that one. I think that could. We're going to use that at least 3 or 4 times in September to see how it stays. See if it has any staying power. Biceps.
Back to Shaw. And the Brewers bullpen, what they've done against the Pirates versus everybody else. Home runs up, ERA up.
Getting a call right now.
So with 2 outs and the bases empty, it'll be Sean Rodriguez. They had Freese in the on-deck circle last inning with a chance to bat with men aboard for Moran. And here, with no men aboard, they'll spend Rodriguez, who earned his first pinch hit of the season last night. By the way, just to clarify on Jim Wolf and Randy Wolf, eventually, shortly after Randy made it to the big leagues, they outlawed him working any of the games that he was in. So he never saw him in umpire crew, just to make sure that there's no nepotism.
Well, they weren't in cahoots at all. Well, he is hitting the gym.
That's his name. Hader came on with the man at first, nobody out in the 6th after the Pirates had quickly put 3 on the board. 4 pitches later, he got out of the inning. First 2 are gone here in the Pirates' 7th. The all-star left-hander. And he strikes out Rodriguez. We'll stretch. Pirates down 3 here in Milwaukee.
I don't think she had to teach. I think they were pretty well off, but she loved it so much that she taught anyway. She led the student council. She took students on tons of field trips. She took students to study abroad. She was just extremely active, tons of clubs. She made class really fun. She was super into it. And you just had the vibe that she didn't have to be there. She really just wanted to be there.
Ms. Walsh was my first grade teacher, and she was the only teacher that had all of me and all of my brothers, all 4 of us boys. She had us all. She saw us all come through. So whenever we get to see her back in San Diego, it's always really nice. Run into her at Starbucks or something. It's really cool.
Had a really good English teacher, Mr. McGowan. She's like senior year of high school. It was really awesome. Just kept things light. Almost itching to go to class, so it was fun.
Celebrating back to school here on this Sunday, and thanks to all of our teachers. They do such good work. Thinking of Jennifer Britton today, a Pittsburgh King, sister-in-law, a great teacher, one of the many. And look at some of the social media you're sharing with us of back to school. That's
look at that one.
Super cute, huh? First day of pre-K. Love it. Thanks for sending those along here today. Yeah, it was cool to hear this past week the school buses rumbling through our neighborhood. Our older one, 2.5-year-old preschool, but she's excited. So we're having fun with that next week. Kyle Crick, his first action in some time.
He's been on the shelf, can't pitch list for a few days.
Not liking that.
It was almost in the center square.
Maybe he didn't like that he didn't swing at it. He kind of started his hands and stuff.
I don't know what he.
Maybe he's mad at himself.
Yeah, it's possible. I guess that's even more likely.
That's exactly where I wanted it. Why didn't I swing at it? Leadoff hitter here in the 7th. Swung right through it. Well, he got that pitch again.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Dan Potash. He's got a game break. Of course, the Brewers fans, thanks, Danny, are paying attention to that series. Those two teams right around the Brewers, both in the division and with the Rockies in the wild card. Every game is a playoff game right now for Craig Counsell's bunch. Feels like they just missed out last year. They were close. Went for it in the offseason, so to speak. Shaw doubled back in the 3rd inning. Wasn't where Diaz had set up. Fooling Chris Siegel. Not afraid to challenge him with that fastball.
Going right at him. If you get 97, you can use it in there. I mean, eventually they're going to catch up to it, but you go to the middle of the plate a lot more often with 97 than you can with 91. Actually, to be honest, when you throw a 97, when it gets to the middle of the plate, it's throwing 91. Also, the fastballs, they lose about 7 miles an hour, 7 to 8 on the way in there. that ball actually hit him. It's not going as fast.
They can hit him in and around or on the knee.
Probably about 92, but that still hurts. It's like above the right knee.
Yeah.
Almost. Look at it. Got a lot of. Oh, it hit him in the thigh.
And that rear left leg.
Oh, it didn't hit his front leg?
Let me see.
I think it hit his thigh.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that right thigh area. Hit by a pitch. It's a base runner on here with one out. Ron with an RBI single back in the third. Frazier starts it and gets one. Had a bit of a shift on, otherwise maybe that might have been hit right to him. They'll get the force. And after this, the Pirates will have an off day tomorrow. And a look at our Nissan road ahead, a 3-game series against St. Louis. Ivan Nova will get the ball Tuesday night. Trevor Williams and Joe Musgrove finish the pitching form for the Pirates. All the action for you right here on AT&T Sportsnet. A couple of finds there in Flaherty, the rookie, and Miles Michaelis coming over from Asia, both with sub-3 ERAs. The Cardinals have a secret pitching factory somewhere in Missouri there.
Deep in the Ozarks.
There's Eric Thames. He'll pinch hit for Josh Hader. He also played in Korea. Second year back in the major leagues. Braun running, and he's out. Diaz cuts him down, and that ends the Milwaukee inning. But the pinch hitter still recorded. So the Brewers will have to go to the bullpen again here as they go to the 8th.
Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
There's Stephen Brault as a youth, celebrating back to school here on this Sunday. Fun that all the Pirates players are sharing with us some of their back to school photos. I remember we would take one with the neighborhood kids every year. You can kind of see how everybody grew from year to year back in pictures. That was back when you had to print out the photos, get them developed. We took one. Hopefully no one was blinking. Joakim Soria is in for Milwaukee. Struck out the side back on Friday in his first game back off the disabled list. No one on that side, but Scope ranging far, but an errant throw allows Marte to reach. It'll be an error on Scope. Rinse and repeat.
26, second baseman, Adam Frazier.
Had a couple of issues in the field today. They're itching to get back to school.
You know, one of the things that comes with all these sluggers in the lineup.
As Frazier pops out.
They're definitely not going to get the best defense in the world.
And now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. And Adam Frazier homering for the second straight day. And then Gregory Polanco hitting a home run, going back to back in that sixth inning. Nice catch by Brault. And the Pirates took what was a 6-1 deficit, made it 6-4. Scope has homered today, making it a 7-4 game. Yeah, so you trade a little offense for maybe a little less on defense.
You have to figure out what positions are you going to make the concessions at, make that compromise.
And a balk call.
I guess for not stop. I wasn't looking. Did he not stop? Not come set?
That's what replay's for.
I think I can hear him down there saying he didn't stop. You got to come set.
Yeah. He's still moving his hands up, and a balk called on Soria. First one this year. That moves Marte into scoring position.
Kind of odd balk to get called on you. Nowadays.
Just a memory lapse right there.
Been years in the past where they would be really watch that closely, and it'd be a lot of balks, but you're talking a couple decades ago.
1988, the year of the balk, right?
Well, 88, they got crazy with it that year. But even after that, though, when they backed off, you still had to make sure you came to a complete stop. They would still call it. You just didn't have to stop for 1,000, 1,002, and then go. That was the year Ray Miller put the big stop sign in our bullpen. I don't know where he got it. He knew somebody, the road department. Put it right over the catcher's head on the back wall. Big stop sign.
Our ace associate producer Jason Steele tells us that you committed 9 balks in the year of the balk in '88.
I made 9 balks?
9 balks.
No way.
In '88.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it was for our audience. I mean,
that was probably about average.
Yeah, I'm guessing that was.
That's a lot. 9.
I remember watching Thursday Night Baseball one time, and Dave Stewart, I think, committed 2 or 3, and if not an inning, the first 2 innings, and he was, you know, at his peak at that time. It's almost comical, I guess, unless you're on the mound. So told there were 924 balks in baseball that year. There's a little over 100 this year.
You think maybe the umpires went a little overboard with the balk calls?
1988. For those inclined, you can look that up. Kind of an interesting phenomenon that year. Well, the base runner puts the tying run back at the plate here in the 8th inning. Briefly a former teammate in Soria. Well, he helped out in that 15th season, didn't he?
Got that on his hands.
Stayed on the breaking ball, but popped up. Shaw records the out. MLB at bat. That's your #1 Pirates app. You can customize your experience and catch every moment all season long. Pirates home screen icons and features like MLB.TV's Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at bat today. Cervelli just tipped his cap, or helmet in this case.
Tip of the helmet.
Former teammate. And Soria came over in that deadline deal, or one of the deadline deals from Detroit that year. Below 2 ERA. Very underrated pitcher throughout his career. 12 years in the big leagues. Career ERA under 3. More than 200 career saves.
He's not flashy at all. One of the reasons he's
one of 20 pitchers in baseball history with that sub-3 ERA and 200 or more career saves.
Not going to light up radar guns, anything like that. Just going to get outs. That's what he's done in his career. Getting older though.
And if you need him to close out games, good. If not, he's there too.
Probably the role he's in now is kind of like that bridge guy. That's what suits him best at this stage of his career. Guy that will get you to the closer. There's the skinny dog.
Richard Rodriguez. Soria now 34. Marte at second with 2 away. Didn't get it. 3-1. I always think a catcher has such a good idea of the strike zone, right? You see so many pitches.
They should. You know, it's a little different angle, obviously. Definitely putting 2 and 2 together. So these guys should know better than anybody else what a strike is.
Little chop to Arcia.
Wild
throw.
That knocked down.
That's the second time this inning that a Brewers infielder has made an errant throw over at first.
And that brings a tying run up.
That's another error. Out, launched it.
Aguilar able to knock this ball down with the heel of his glove.
Well, the idea was, you know, when they double switch, they're bringing him in for defense. Scope, normally a second baseman, played out of position a little bit at short. And then he makes an error here. So Marte moves to third. The Pirates will bring the tying run up here in the 8th in Dickerson. 0 for 3. First time facing Soria. Dickerson is 4 for 5 lifetime against Joaquim Soria. Right back to him. And he gets the out. Hard hit, but Soria knocked it down. 2 errors and 2 left for the Pirates.
Here at Miller Park as the Buccos trying to take the series. Well, that is Buccos reliever Keone Kela. And Tuesday, before he takes to the bullpen in St. Louis, he's going to be our guest for Twitter Tuesday. Send in any questions you have. Simply use the hashtag Bucks Tuesday. He's pitched quite well since coming over from the Texas Rangers, where he was a closer before he came here and become a high leverage late inning setup reliever for the Buccos. So we're looking forward to getting to know Keone Kela. And he gives the thumbs up to Twitter Tuesday and maybe flex a little bit as well with some of his answers. We can't wait to get to know him a little bit. So send in any questions you have. Should be pretty interesting, Joe and Bob.
I think so. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, no doubt. That'll be coming up on Tuesday. The Pirates' next game after this one in St. Louis. Perro Flaco.
Woof, woof. Somebody feed that dog. Skinny.
Richard Rodriguez any other weekend. Kevin Newman is in the game at second. And Frazier was there. He replaces Corey Dickerson in the lineup. I should say in the lineup, but in the field, in left field, I beg your pardon. So Newman bat ninth. Dickerson spot into the 8th. So the pitcher will bat in that 5 spot.
Skinny dog.
Facing Hernan Perez, who will bat for Soria.
I think we're calling a lot of guys skinny out there that actually are just in good shape. skinny.
They're calling themselves that, right?
Well, if it's
I didn't get to pick my nickname,
if
but
it
they
is a
did.
nickname, other people give you a nickname.
Yeah. Right.
So if it's a legit nickname, somebody else gave it to you. Like I'd have Bob on my back. My name's Robert, but
Yeah.
nickname is Bob. So
Yeah.
I just put Bob on my back.
There you go.
You could just have Joe.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. I guess.
It's not really your name.
Yeah. Slammed out to right. And Marte and Polanco is there. What a catch.
Yeah.
Look what I found.
Even Marte is slapping 5 out there with the bullpen. He didn't even catch it.
That was a terrific catch by Polanco.
Look at him smiling. He can smile on that one.
I didn't think he had a chance at
No,
that ball.
I wasn't even looking at him. I was looking at Marte the whole time. And going into that slide, he was able to avoid a collision. Wow.
Direct path to the ball, too. Saved extra bases. Scope out to Frazier. And quickly a second out. Well, Polanco deserves all the praise. He has been working very hard with Kamara Barti, the outfield coach of the Pirates, and it's shown. I mean, that there was a time that a ball near the wall would be really dicey for him. I mean, anywhere near the wall, near the track. That was an exceptional play. And there's Pena. An eventful day at the plate. Intentionally walked, homered, then reached on an error. Now a ball and 2 strikes. Milwaukee with 3 home runs today. Pena, Moustakas, who's since been replaced, and Scope. Pirates went back to back with the long ball today. Frazier and Polanco in the 6th. Moran coolly collects that. And a 1-2-3 inning for Richard Rodriguez. Last chance coming up. last inning. Marte out there in center field was joining him. We were thinking Marte might have a chance at this one. And look at StatCast. Both men having to go a long way for that one, but Polanco, 3 out of 4 times no one makes that catch. He did.
That was an outstanding play. That's one you enjoy rehashing once you get back to that dugout. He's talking about sliding underneath him.
Well, it's those kind of plays. It's that kind of pitching from the pen. Try to keep the game close. Pirates had the tying run come up last inning.
That's the kind of play too that you can have that collision. There you see Jeffers' numbers, because neither guy can really take charge and say, I got it. Both guys are going to take a shot at it, maybe. You got to hold your breath and hope they don't run together, and they did.
Diaz will lead it off. Moran and Echeverria due up. Hernan Perez will stay in the ball game. Now a ball to strike. Diaz 0 for 3. Jeffers, a late add to the All-Star team this year. First time in the Midsummer Classic. Two different colored shoes. Lemon lime. Well, you need 2 aboard to bring the tying run up here in the 9th. Moran is next. Got a base hit earlier.
Yeah, I saw Pete Vukovich here today. He's been here all weekend scouting. He would enjoy looking out there and seeing Jeffers with the 2 different shoes on.
Why do you say that?
Well, he did the same thing many, many years ago.
Slowly tapped, and Shaw late.
Nice.
Base hit for Diaz.
Good hustle going down the line.
El Maracucho es rápido. Fast.
Get over that line easy. Or over the base.
That's a good start.
Hey, Vogue used to wear a Converse on one foot and an Adidas on the other.
So same colors, but
same colors,
different
but 2
brand.
different brands.
Just to see if anybody was paying attention.
He liked the way the Converse felt pushing off.
There he is.
And he liked the way the Adidas felt when he was landing.
Oh, wow.
So I just made that up, but no, he just liked to do things different than everybody else. That was why.
Well, when you win a Cy Young Award, like you did with the Brewers, yeah, or star in a major motion picture, movie Major League, he was the cleanup hitter, right?
Yeah, the big power
clue,
hitter.
right? Well, what's going to happen in this 9th inning? Pirates trying to make it uncomfortable. Got the leadoff man on. And Moran cracking that one. Braun hauling in the first out.
All you can do is hit a line drive. Better than that.
Coming up next Saturday, the Pirates will be hosting the Marlins. That is Saturday, September 8th, a special 105 game time, and the first 20,000 fans take home a Felipe Vasquez bobblehead, courtesy of Rivendell Farms. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads.
Canes bobblehead.
Is that
today.
right?
I see some people that are walking around with little boxes.
You know what I found? My wife's grandpa gave me one of your bobbleheads, not the falling off the chair one, but an original from back in the day. So I put it up in our office down there.
Oh, nice. That's very good of you.
Now, in case I don't know what you look like, I'll remember.
Look, that's him right there.
Yeah. Good pitch from Jeffress. Base hit here brings the tying run up here with 1 out in the 9th. Line out, and Diaz doubled off, and that'll do it. Milwaukee claims the series as they win the finale today, 7-4.
Yeah, it really didn't go the way I expected. We talked about that before. I thought we would strike early and often, but fell behind and could never catch up.
And the next game will be Tuesday. The Pirates will be in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Ivan Nova against Jack Flaherty. Pirates pregame presented by W.B. Mason will come your way at 7:30. Well, there's a lot to absorb with this one here as the Pirates lose 2 out of 3 to Milwaukee. And so let's turn it over to Dan and Michael to talk about the rest of this one here today.